Hey everyone, Leo here, your go-to crypto insider breaking down the moves that matter. If you're holding XRP right now, stop everything. This could be the most critical warning you'll hear today about your investment. As of this morning, September 10th, 2025, XRP is surging to $2.98, up over 4% in the last 24 hours, with whales scooping up more than $630 million worth just this past week. But hold on, because one explosive tweet from analyst at Crypto Insight UK today is flashing a massive red flag. A liquidity flashpoint just above $3.40 that could either catapult XRP to $4.50 or trigger a brutal pullback if it doesn't break clean. This isn't hype, it's happening now. And if you bail too early or ignore the risks, you could miss the moonshot or get wrecked. Stick with me for the next 12 minutes. I'm unpacking fresh XBuzz, expert predictions, and insider strategies you won't find anywhere else to protect and multiply your XRP stack. Let's dive in. Alright, let's start with the surge that's got the entire XRP army buzzing today. Picture this, XRP coiling like a spring, ready to launch, backed by real momentum from the macro world. Just hours ago, Bloomberg's James Sifart dropped a bombshell tweet hinting that XRP is emerging as a prime contender for ETF approvals, with institutional eyes locked on it amid 99% odds of a Fed rate cut this month. That's not speculation. That's fuel pouring into the fire. Community reactions are exploding. One viral post from @courage_power this morning highlighted how whales have stacked harder than since 2021, with price steady between $2.94 and $2.96, bulls targeting $3.40 to $4.70. But here's the warning I promised. This accumulation isn't all sunshine. If that Fed cut doesn't deliver the liquidity boost everyone expects, we could see a fake-out dip below $2.70, shaking out the weak hands. Think of it like a high-stakes poker game. Whales are betting big, but one bad bluff from the SEC could fold the table. What if this surge is just the calm before a volatility storm? Keep watching. I'll reveal the exact trigger from today's X chatter that could change everything. Now, let's break this down step by step, like I'm sitting across from you at a fireside chat, mapping out the battlefield. First, the on-chain evidence that's undeniable. Today's posts from @Alva app are lighting up with data. XRP's MACD showing a bullish crossover on the 12-hour chart, RSI elevated but not overbought, and price holding firm above key EMAS. Whales aren't just dipping toes, they're diving in headfirst, with over 340 million XRP inflows to institutional wallets this week alone. Add to that the fresh BBVA custody partnership announced in European circles, locking up supply and tightening the market. It's like watching a dam build pressure. Once it bursts, $3 is the immediate wall, but at XRP, Intel Wire's breaking news feed today ties it to Wall Street's all-time highs, with payroll revisions screaming rate cuts that could turbocharge crypto. XRP Army, you're feeling the FOMO, right? Comments are flooding in. This is our moment, but pause. Insider alert. Volumes cooling off in this bull flag consolidation. If open interest doesn't climb with the next candle, we might see a 10 to 15% retrace. Imagine pouring your savings into a rocket, only for the engines to sputter at launch. That's the risk if ETF rumors fizzle, as one @Alva app update warned about SEC delays keeping us boxed in $2.70 to $3.07. But wait until you hear what this symmetrical triangle breakout from @courage_power's morning check-in reveals. It's pointing to $4.50 to $5 if dip buying holds. This changes everything. Don't click away yet. Shifting gears to the expert takes dominating X right now. These aren't armchair opinions. They're from pros with skin in the game. At Crypto Insight, UK's liquidity analysis today is gold. Clusters building above $3.40, setting up a rapid surge to $4.20 to $4.50 once resistance clears. But the warning? Volatility could swing wild if it fails. echoing past flash crashes. Community reactions are split. High engagement threads show 70% bullish, with folks like at MarketSpotter calling out the 4% pump on ETF chatter and Binance custody volumes, hitting 2.7 billion XRP locked. That's exclusivity you won't get from mainstream news. It's raw, real-time alpha. Now let's talk what-if scenarios to keep your mind racing. What if Apple announces a 1.5 billion XRP purchase, as speculated in today's XRPI Intel Wire Roundup? Price to $3 easy, but over-leveraged traders get liquidated in the shakeout. Or picture. October 18th, ETF approvals lighting the fuse. At CryptoJosong's post today, sees momentum buyers piling in above $3, accelerating to new highs. But here's the insider edge. MFI momentum above 60 signals, capital flooding in. Yet social buzz from Alva app skews cautious on regulatory fog. If you're new to XRP, think of it as a Ferrari in traffic, blazing potential, but one regulatory speed bump and you're slamming brakes. The FOMO is real, community. Shares are spiking because this could be the revival we've waited for since 2021. But what happens if conviction fades, as one post hinted with shrinking volume? Teaser. The climactic reveal coming up will arm you against that exact myth. Alright, let's tackle the elephant in the room, the doubts and myths holding back so many XRP holders today. If you're like most in the community, whispering is the top in at $3? After seeing big accounts with 300,000 followers call it quits at the 702 Fibonacci level, I get it. That pain point hits hard, especially after years of SEC drama. But let's debunk it with facts from the front lines. Today's X-Surge discussions prove the opposite. At NER01, S2022's thread counters the fooled narrative, pointing to $4 to $5 potential if we break free. No, XRP isn't dead. It's primed, with at Jordan Rube 32165's OBV confirming a breakout on higher timeframes. If you're doubting this surge like most are, remember the pain of 2021's peak and crash. That's why this warning matters. Don't chase highs blindly. Scale in on dips, set stops at $2.80 support. Address your fears head-on. Regulatory wins like BBVA are stacking up, and ETF speculation isn't vapor, it's backed by Bloomberg Intel. What if the SEC drags into November? Short-term bearish MACD, as at Alva app noted, but deeply oversold. CRSI screams snapback. Community, you're not alone. This is our fight, and today's reactions show unity building. Rising excitement here. Institutional flows are the game changer, with forecasts up to $5 if they hit. But the real warning? Overhype leads to dumps. Protect your stack with discipline. Imagine waking up to $5 XRP. That's the upside, but only if you navigate the myths. Hold tight. The prediction dropping next will blow your mind. Building to this climactic reveal. Based on today's freshest X insights, my bold prediction as a top crypto watcher, XRP hits $4.50 by end of Q4 2025, driven by ETF green lights and whale momentum, but with a 20% volatility swing incoming next week if $3 resistance holds firm. That's not guesswork. It's data backed from at Real Ofela's 11x jump analysis and at Boneybean's liquidity flashpoint echo. The urgency. Act now. FOMO is your ally, but fear of missing out on dips is the killer. If you're sitting on XRP, this surge validates everything. If not, the community spirit is calling you in. We've weathered storms together, XRP Army. Today's buzz proves resilience pays off. Wrapping this up on a high note, we've covered the explosive surge at $2.98, whale stacks over $630 million, ETF catalysts from Bloomberg, and that liquidity warning above $3.40 that could rocket us to $4.50 or test your resolve. Key wins? Real institutional adoption via BBVA, Fed tailwinds, and unbreakable community vibe turning doubts to diamond hands. This isn't just investment advice, it's your edge in a market flipping bullish. If this blew your mind, smash that like button right now. Drop a comment below with your XRP price target for 2025. $5? $10? Let's debate and build the hype. Subscribe for more exclusive alpha you won't find elsewhere. Hit the bell for instant alerts on the next big move, and share this with every XRP holder in your circle. Together, we're getting XRP to the moon. Stay strong, stay invested, and let's make history. Leo out.